So today's going to be my story and my story with Keegan and my whole pregnancy and, the not knowing. And we're going to go from the beginning, basically, guys. So, when I was, when we moved into our new house, we decided to have a baby. So, Hubs was doing well at his job, and I had my dream house finally after coming out of a flat. I was so excited. I had stairs. When you first get your house, I just turned 22. When you first get a house coming out of a flat, guys, we lived in a 3-floor story flat. It was only like 3 floors. It was good living there. We had so many good memories. One of my real good mates lived at the top. I met her living in them flats, and we had 3 good years there in them flats, but it was time to move on. We outgrown the flat and we got offered our very first home, and it was exciting. I was buzzing. Hubs was doing well, and yeah, basically we had our first home and it was exciting. Nothing better. So yeah, we moved into our new home, from the south side to the north side. I'm from the north side anyway. It's Hubs that's from the south side. I'm from the north side. We moved in and we decided to have baby number 4. And we were so excited. We found out we were pregnant. Went for our 9-week scan. Everything was fine. Then we went for our 20-week scan, and we were waiting in the waiting area. It was the first time, I've had a baby. First scan I ever went to at North Manchester, because I lived down the south side. We went to St Mary's back then, because that was our closest hospital, living down that end. So moving up down the north side was North Manchester General. So we went to the hospital. We were waiting in the waiting area, and we got called through for us. We were so excited. Guys. You get scared and, thinking, oh, hope everything's all right with baby, and, hope baby's healthy, and just the normal things you think of at 20-week scan. And what sex is the baby going to be? Is it going to be a girl? Is it going to be a boy? Are we going to run with a boy? We had 2 boys, we only had 1 girl. All the stuff that you go through when you're having a baby. So we were called in. I always remember the room. I always will remember that room. I'll always remember that room. Well, because I was so excited to find out we were having a boy or a girl, and And then we went in, and then I lied on the bed, as you do, and we went for. She started scanning me, and and then she asked. She was scanning me for about 5-10 minutes, something like that. Checking everything. And it's when she got to the heart, when they're checking the baby's heart. And she went, you don't mind if I go and get one of my senior colleagues to come in? I knew then, guys. I knew. I was like, oh, something's wrong. Because obviously, having 3 babies before, I've never had that, So I was went, it might be because she's new. She might have just passed, and, she's new to it. And I just knew. I just had a feeling. So senior colleague came in and she scanned me. She was scanning for about 5-10 minutes, checking everything, and she looked at me and then looked at Hubs, and then she went, we found a defect with your baby's heart. And then that was it, guys. That was it. I was flooded. I was flooded with tears. I was flooded. I just knew. I was heartbroken. And I was just gasping. I was just, when you just heartbroken. So, so she went, do you just want to come in? Do you just want to come into the counselling room and just take 5 minutes in there? And, so I did that. Me and Hubs sat in there. I went, Hubs, I told you. I said, oh, this something wrong. What's wrong? Obviously, they said they found a defect. But when the senior lady came in, she went, we found a defect we were told by North Manchester that the valve was longer than the other valve. So we don't know what that means, guys. We just heard heart, and we just heard that, and we just thought, oh my god, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And so she went, what we do now is we will transfer you to St Mary's because they have all the higher doctors up there and the specialists that deal with babies with complications, basically, and defects and things like that. So I thought, right, okay, 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 okay. I'm like, right, oh, okay. So I think it was a couple of days later we got the appointment quite quick. We got the appointment quite quick, guys. So me and Hubs went to St Mary's, and we were waiting in the scan room, and then waiting in the waiting area to have a scan. I'll never forget Dr. Malaya. She has been Keegan's heart specialist for a long time. I know she's gone abroad now. She's gone abroad, and she's retired, and now I love Dr. Malaya. I loved, you know what? It was Dr. Malaya that got me through my pregnancy, guys, to be honest. Obviously, my hopes, but Dr. Malaya, she was absolutely amazing. Amazing. She was amazing, guys. So she scanned me and she went, do you know what's going on? I went, all we've been told is that, they found a defect and one valve bigger than the other. So she's scanning, and obviously she's got all the paperwork that Crumpsall has sent over. And she said, it's not, well, it's not a long valve. What North Manchester said to you, basically, she said what it is she drawed a picture out, and she said she got the valves, and then there's the heart, and she said this valve is leaking and it's going around the other way. So that to me is like, oh God, my baby, my baby, my baby. So she went, it can go two ways. It can go very bad, or it can go good. But usually in cases of this defect, usually goes bad. So that one news I wanted to hear, guys, and I was like, oh my God. So she went through everything that she had to go through. Then we went in a counselling room, another counsel. I hate them counselling room, guys. I don't like them. I do not like them because I just don't like them counselling rooms, because to me, it's rooms for bad news. It is for me. So Dr. Malaya, there was another lady there, and then there was a male doctor there as well. So there's two ladies and one male doctor, and they said, right, we're going to give you basically, I don't know how I'm going to explain this, but they said you can carry on with the pregnancy. I just seen Keegan, guys, as well on the scan. What we call Keegan was Tigger. Keegan was Tigger. Hutch will tell you this. Keegan was Tigger. Keegan always was bouncing, even from when I get to the end of the pregnancy. It was always bouncing, guys. Seriously. So yeah. So they said there's two ways it can go. They said if you carry on with your pregnancy, there's a chance that Keegan could pass inside of me. In the next couple of weeks, we could lose him, or he could die as soon as he's been born, basically, take his last few breaths. She said, I'm going to tell you the ways that it can happen with this condition. So he could die in the next couple of weeks inside of me, or he can die when I give birth to him, or he can take his last breaths. Or we can, I hate talking like this, guys, this bit, we can abort the pregnancy, basically. We can end the pregnancy. And guys, I was absolutely, when they said, as soon as they said abort the pregnancy, after me just seeing my little baby on a scan, it was like the hardest thing, to hear. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear, it's like it's this bad now where they have offered me a termination. I knew straight away it's bad. It's bad. This is bad. It's got to be bad. But they said to me, what we do is go home, have a think of what you want to do, and basically come back. And because they give me 2 days back, then it's different now. But I don't know if it's still the same. It was like a couple of days, 2 days, and then back in. So the first thing I thought, guys, as soon as I got bad news, is Hubs weren't driving back then. We were 22. I just turned 22. I think Hubs just turned 23 in the January. Yeah, I think he did. The first thing I thought is to get off at the family church, the church I grew up in, the church I did my whole communion in, the church, And we got off at the church, and there was a Friday night mass, I think it was, or Tuesday night mass. I can't remember what actual day it was on. Anyway, we stopped at the church. I waited for mass to end, and as the priest is walking out, and I asked the priest, I explained to the priest what's going on. We've had bad news, our baby's got an abnormality with his heart. We don't know if he's going to survive. We explained it to the priest, and the priest blessed me tummy, blessed me, and blessed Hubs. That helped me. That helped me, guys. That really, 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 really did help me. Getting my tummy blessed, and getting the baby blessed, and getting me blessed and Hubs blessed. That helped me, and I did carry that on till we had Keegan. I did carry that on, having my tummy blessed all the way through the 9 months of, well, not 9 months, it was 20 odd weeks anyway. I carried on, and that helped. So yeah, it really did help having Keegan blessed, and it helped. But like, I came out of the St Mary's, and them saying that, guys, the first, as you're coming out in St Mary's, if you've been to St Mary's, you'll know, like, babe, it's in the same area as like people coming down who's just had babies. And guys, I've seen a brand new baby just come down, and when you just have a little peek and have a little nosy, and I've just had bad news, and I seen the baby, and I thought, and my baby's there kicking away, mummy, I'm here, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, you know. My mind was made up there and then, and my mind was made up. I'm carrying on with it. I'm carrying on with my pregnancy. I'm not going to end it. I'm going to go through, and whatever comes, I can get through it. I can deal with it. Whatever comes to me and Hubs, in whatever comes, basically, we can deal with it, and we can deal with it as husband and wife. We can deal with it as a family, and I can't terminate my pregnancy. I can't do it. So when we had our next appointment, I went in, and I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So she said, right, okay. So where we go from here, we're going to scan you every 2 weeks. And then as it got nearer to labour, I was scanned every week, just to make sure Keegan heart was okay, and making, well, it wasn't, well, he's okay. His heart's fine. It's still got the same heart condition. Keegan says fine. I'm just going through the beginning. But at that time, we didn't know as mum, we didn't know as dad, if our child was going to survive. Dr. Malaya didn't know, but she was there for us as a family, and she was there for us. And I will always, always, always have so much respect for Dr. Malaya. Really, guys. She made us feel really, really, really welcome every time we went for scans. She was that brilliant, guys. She was really someone I could speak to, and she became a friend. She was just lovely. She was lovely, and she knew, she was just so welcoming. It didn't feel like it was a doctor. She felt like she was my best friend. She was amazing. She was amazing. And I was really devastated last time I went for Keegan's heart scan on COVID, around COVID time, that she's retired, and we're never going to see her again because she's gone abroad. She's moved over to abroad, and we're never going to see her again. Oh, she was amazing. She was amazing. You know, she's like my best friend. Um, so yeah, we had scans daily. I bought a little hat, like, the baby look monitor and making sure baby's okay. I had one of them. I was checking daily, making sure Keegan's heart rate, because like the heart dopper, the heart dopper, and Dr. Malaya used to write things out and what I've got to look for, and with his heart, and making sure it's like should be such a thing. So yeah, that's how I carried on, and that's how I dealt with going to church, and my heart dopper and Hobbs being there. And even though I was crying every single night on Hobbs's arm. I was falling asleep crying, guys, because we didn't know. We didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if we was going to lose our baby, but we we had to face it. We had to face it if it came. We had to face it. And I still remember those nights crying in Hubs's arms every single night. Every single night I was crying in Hubs's arm. I still remember it now. I'd fall asleep on him just crying and crying, and he was always like, "He's fine. He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. He's going to be. He's a little fight. He's going to be fine, Jade. It's going to be fine." And really, I knew he didn't know deep inside, but he was trying to like help me get through it. So he was keeping strong for me, basically. So yeah. So as the pregnancy's gone on, guys, as you can imagine, anytime I didn't feel like a movement, and that was straight to the hospital, and he's okay, I was like, that's Hubs. Like, if I didn't feel a movement, I'd be straight up to the hospital and checking him over, making sure he's okay, getting the heartbeat, the heart. You know what I mean, guys? That thing that you check in. So getting Hubs to find his little heartbeat. Hubs, I can't find it. And then I start having a panic attack, guys. No word of a lie. I'd start panicking, and I can't find his heartbeat. And little Tigger was hiding. My little Tigger is still Tigger now. That was his nickname. I'll get up to that part in a minute, guys. That was his nickname. I remember me and Hubs. We didn't like. We got through it knowing he was going to be fine. We got. Yeah, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. We went and had a Moses basket, a really special Moses basket made for him. And it was a Man City one. It was all Man City. I said to Hubs, I want to still, do stuff. It will help. I know it wouldn't have helped if it didn't turn out the right way, but I was trying to be positive. I was trying to be really positive. My baby's going to be okay. I'm going to church and having my baby blessed every week after church. That helped. Sorry, guys, got indigestion. That really helped. That helped me deal with it as well. So I got his Moses basket, Man City Moses basket, and I forget it. I'll have to dig a picture up if I can find a picture of his little Moses basket. We had it specially made. It was gorgeous. It was stunning. I'll always remember him in there. So yeah, we carried on with pregnancy, and as I got to nearly 37, I was like 36. No, it's like 36 and a half weeks. I was rushed in hospital, guys, because the crying and, the stress of the not knowing, and I was constantly crying and heart broke, and it made me quite poorly. So I was rushed in hospital. I was having these severe headaches, and I ended up fainting in St. Mary's because when I went for a scan, when Keegan was having scans when I was having scans, I ended up fainting in the scan room, and I think it was just everything got on top of me, and I ended up fainting, and they said I was dehydrated because I was constantly vomiting, so I was rushed upstairs, and I was Dr. Malaya. She's the one that got me put upstairs, and I was explaining my symptoms, and I can't stop being sick, and the headaches are like vile, like severe. So she got onto all of her colleagues that deal with headache area and the brain and that. And I was explaining to her, and she said, right, we're going to have to do a brain scan, just to rule things out, because I've been having a headache constantly. And obviously I fainted and I was dehydrated. 1 minute, Hubs. 1 minute. I'm still filming. Give me 2 minutes. And yeah, I had a brain scan, and yeah, they did the brain scan and it come up clear. And I had to go on a drip. I was on a drip for about 3 days, I think. I was on a drip. And when I had the scan, Keegan was breech at 36, nearly 37 weeks. So they wanted to turn Keegan round because they didn't want to, they didn't want me to, they knew Keegan was breech, but they wanted to see Hibby's turn around himself. And because it was getting later on into pregnancy, they didn't, they was trying to avoid basically a section because of Keegan's heart condition, not putting him in any stress, and they didn't know which way it was going to go. So they was trying to prevent a section. So what happened, because he was still breech, because I was in hospital anyway, Dr. Malaya got a ring. I can't talk. Dr. Malaya arranged for Keegan to be turned around. Guys, tell me if you've ever been if you've had a pregnancy in breech and having the baby turn around. Oh, guys, the most scariest thing. I had to wait for Hubs because it was done like the next day. It was quite early on. We had it. I had to wait for Hubs to come because I was scared of going in. So they give you an injection. It's to numb your whole tummy, and they turn Keegan around. Oh, guys, seriously, this is why Keegan was called Tigger at that time. So they turned him around, and then he flopped back and started bouncing. He flopped back. Oh, these doctors in front of... they're like, we've got a naughty baby on our hands. And you know how good that was to hear, guys? We've got a naughty baby on our hands here. It was brilliant to hear, you know, just a bit of normality and, you know, a cheeky baby and, you know. So they turned him for the second time. Oh, guys, it's so uncomfortable. Comment if you've had it. Oh, worst thing ever. They just dig their hands right in. I feel like you hurting me, baby. You're hurting me, baby. And, you know, I didn't know you could do things like that. And then Hub said he could see everything, like, through my skin. I'm like, what? You can see, like, the shape of baby, and, like, and then they got him to here, and he flew back again. So... he was a rebel. Keegan's very stubborn. Still to this day, he's very stubborn. He's a stubborn. He's stubborn. He's a stubborn little cat. He is a little cat. But yeah, he turned round, and they said, we're going to do it for the third time. And hopefully, even the lady said it, first time lucky. So they turned him again, and he did stay. But guys, I went into labour that night. No word of a lie. I know it can, like, make you go into labour, but I didn't think, like, they said that could happen. You could go in labour, like, straight away as soon as it's happening. You know, as soon as the baby's being turned around, it can actually set you off in labour there and then. But it didn't. It was a couple of hours later. It was that night. I think it was about... Hubs left me about, you know, when partners have got to go home. It was about 8. I think it was about 8ish. Something like that. You know, when they've got to leave. And, you know, I started having pains then when Hubs said, I was like, well, I'm having little pains. He went, that might be due to what you had this morning. I said, I don't know. It feels like little, like, you know them period pains when you have stabbing. It feels like that. So he went, just get your head down. His dad comes to pick him up because his dad, like, works in Manchester, black cab driver. So, yeah, his dad come and pick him up, took him home. Because he didn't drive, guys. He didn't drive at that time. So Hubs went home. And then I rang him. I said, I'm still having these pains. They're getting worse. He went, oh, you're okay. He went, you're all right. Just go get some sleep, mate, because, you know, having baby turn around and that. Then I rang him at 12:30. I was in full-blown labour. The midwife checked me over. I was in full-blown labour. I woke up in really bad pain, guys. And then I was telling the midwife's come over and, you know, she went, are you sure? Have you got a water infection? You know, because I was already admitted in the hospital anyway. But she thought it was for a water infection, you know, a really bad water infection. I went, no, I'm not admitted for a water infection. I was admitted because of the headaches and the dehydration, and I had a brain scan, and oh, she went, right, oh, I thought you had a water infection. She went, no, that's not me. Oh, she went, oh, okay. So she checked me, and she went, oh God, you're 8 centimeters. Oh, what? Only 2 more centimeters to go. What? Why am I not in pure agony? It was in pain, but was coping. But I don't know. I've done it. I really don't. But I was only having niggling pains at first, guys. They weren't severe, and that's not normal for me. I had 3 kids before Keegan, and that was like really painful, like screaming painful, like But I was frightened because I didn't know what was going to happen, guys. I didn't know if my baby was going to be, my baby was going to be alive. We didn't know. So Dr. Malaya was called out. Everyone was called out, basically, guys. Dr. Malaya, obviously, she does like the morning, scanning and things like that. So she was called from home. I really couldn't have done it without Dr. Malaya, to be honest with you guys. We really grew a bond. Hope will even tell you that. And she was there. She was there. When they BP her or whatever they do. Dr. Malaya was there. When Hubs I rang Hubs. I said, right, Hubs, I'm in full-blown labour. I don't know how Hubs got to the hospital that quick. I really don't know how he got there, because I rang him. He was there. Like, it felt like he was there in minutes. He'll even tell you that. I don't know how, though, he got there that quick, because he didn't drive. He went, I rang a taxi, got there so like that. I went, bloody hell. Oh, but yeah, choking on my own saliva. But yeah, he got there really quick, and I couldn't have done it without him. I was scared that the baby was coming fast, guys, and I was scared that he weren't going to be there, because when he got there, I seen the lift doors open and they're rolling me up, to labour ward, and he come out the lifts. It felt like a movie. I'm like, is he here? When you watch them movies where the husbands are trying to get there, and he walked out, and then they walk out the lift, in the movies, and he walks out the lift. That actually happened in real life for me. But yeah, he got there, and I was so, so happy. He got there with, like, to me, it felt a lifetime, but it wasn't. It's because I was so frightened. I didn't know what was going to happen. And it's it. This is it, Ellen. This is it. We're going to meet our baby. This is it. We didn't know. Like I said, guys, we didn't know what was going to happen. And yeah, went up to the labour ward. And I think it was about half an hour. I was pushing my baby out, guys. I was pushing, seriously, with a crash team in there. Like neonatal unit was there. There was loads of people in the room. Loads of people, guys. Dr. Malaya was there by our side. Loads of people in there. And then it was 2 big pushes, or it's 3 big pushes. And then I seen my beautiful baby for the first time. And guys, he was crying. I was waiting for that cry. And he didn't cry at first. And then soon as I heard that cry, I burst into tears. Because I heard my baby cry. And that was the sound I was waiting for from being 20 weeks pregnant, 20 weeks pregnant. That sound I was waiting for. And I heard it. I heard that sound for the very first time. Oh, guys, I heard it. And I don't know, I'm still like, when I go back, I'm there now. And, the most happiest memories, I even got to hold him. Like, when I was having scans and that, I asked Dr. Malaya, would I be able to hold him? Will we be able to hold our baby? And she's like, it depends. I can't say you can hold your baby in case anything's like, obviously we knew. And I got to hold him. Me and Hubs got to cuddle him. Both got to cuddle him together, Oh, God, it was gorgeous. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful moment. We holded him, and then he got whisked away in the incubator. But, yeah, to have pure tests done, guys. First thing I said to Hubs, Hubs, go with him. Do not leave him, please. Do not leave him. I'll be fine. The midwives are going to fix me up. Just don't leave him. Don't leave his side. I was just so happy that he was. I looked at his little blue eyes, guys. I looked at his little blue eyes, and oh, it was amazing. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. To go through all the pregnancy and the not knowing and my baby. But yeah. Anyway, so Hubs was down there, and Hubs didn't leave baby Keegan's sight. He didn't leave his sight, stayed with him. I was wheeled down in a wheelchair to go and see him. Hubs was there with his mum, and Hubs, obviously, the midwife, they wheeled me down to go and see him. And Hubs was there and obviously shown which incubator Keegan was in. And I went to see him, I holded his little and he woke up, guys. Got something in my eye. He woke up soon as I touched him, soon as I talked, soon as I said one word. He opened his little eyes looking like that. Oh, beautiful, beautiful little face, beautiful. And then I said to Hubby, I said, Hubs, I think he's got Down syndrome. I didn't what Hubs then, but it was called, I called him Alan then, but you know what I mean, guys. We weren't married then. But I said, Hubs, he's got I think he's got Down syndrome. He's like, no, I don't think so. They would have said, or they would have known by scans, because you can tell a baby's got Down syndrome now, can't you? And but Keegan had them tests, the thickening of the skin at the back of the neck and that. Keegan had them tests and they come back normal, but looking, a mother knows, mother's instincts. I said, no, Alan, I think he's got Down syndrome. And his mum and his mum was like, no, I don't think so. And no word of a lie to you guys, even Hubs will tell you this. A specialist doctor that worked on the Dr. Malaya went home at this time. She checked his heart over and stuff like that. It was still the same as when I was pregnant with him. And he was doing well. But there's different doctor, it's a male doctor on the special care unit. And he came over to me and Hubs and he said, is it all right if I do a Down syndrome test on the baby? So I knew straight away. I said, Hubs, I told you. He went, he couldn't be sure because with Keegan, he didn't have with Down syndrome children, they've only got one line going across the palm. Is it one line? Yeah, it's one line. We have two. We have that one and that one. Down syndrome children only have one. So they couldn't tell by then, but they could tell in other ways, like features and things, but not like creases where creases are supposed to be. And he didn't have the thickening at the back of the neck neither. So they couldn't tell. So they wanted to do blood tests. So yeah, fine. I'm fine with that. Yeah, do blood tests, yeah. I think it was the next day, sure it was the next day, or might have been a couple of days, I can't remember, but it come back positive. But I knew as a mum's instinct, I knew as soon as I seen him, guys. Obviously I seen him when I first gave birth to him, but all I was bothered about then, guys, is him breathing and, that he was alive and, he's crying, that's all I cared about back then. So I didn't really think of Down syndrome or anything until a few hours later when I got to see him and I seen him and I said to Alan, I said, I think he's got Down syndrome. And I just know. I know. A mother knows, guys. A mother knows. But all I was happy with, I didn't care. All I was happy with is that my baby was alive and my baby is here and my baby's breathing. That is all I cared about. I didn't care that he had Down syndrome. I didn't really care as long as my baby was perfectly fine. And he's here now. He's a little rebel. He's cheeky. I'm getting attitude off him at the minute, guys. He's at that age. He's here and he's fine. And his heart is still exactly the same as when I was pregnant with him. When I was 20 weeks pregnant, it's still the exact same. And, like I said, guys, he's still a rebel. He still likes to bounce around like Tigger. I'll always remember them trying to turn him around, though, guys, and calling him Tigger. Basically, it's them, the doctors that turned him around that we're calling him Tigger, and then we called it him ever since. I've not called him that for a very long time though, you know. But that is my story, guys. You know, I carried on. I got through it. And I really, really hope it helps this lady out, this lovely, lovely lady. I really do. I hope me sharing our story, our journey, and what we went, I hope it helps. And you know, I really, really do. We understand what you are going through right now. We have been there, you know, and sharing the story, I really, really hope it helps you and your husband. I really, really do. I do. I really do so much. You do what you think's best for you, you know. Like we was told all sorts, you know, we was told which way it could go, you know, we was told like would we accept an abortion, you know, if we did that Keegan wouldn't be here now, you know, and he's fine, you know, if we would have aborted him, you know, you just you do what's best for you guys, and me not doing that was best for me, you know, because the not knowing, I wouldn't have, if I would have, like, you know, people do what's best for them, and aborting my child wasn't the best for me, and then going through and not knowing, you know, people are different, mums are different, whatever they can, like, it was very hard for me not knowing. It got me really severely poorly, guys, you know, and I don't know. I don't like want to like come across like in I don't, oh, you know what I mean, guys. You know, you do what's best for you. Basically, you do what's best, and you go with your instincts, your mummy instincts, because mummy's instincts are always true and always there, real. You know, I went with my instincts. I carried on, and I soldiered through. And what worked for me was going to church and having my baby blessed. Having my baby blessed by the priest. That helped me. So I would like say like try that. It might help. It depends if you like what you believe. You know, I was brought up very Catholic. I was brought up very, very, very Catholic, and I used to go to Sunday school and things like that. So yeah, I was brought up very, very Catholic, and children are back now. So I really, really hope the story helped, guys. Mine and Hub's his story and what we went through, and he's 13 years old now. He's a terror, you know. I'm only joking, he's not a terror. He's my little Tigger. He'll always be my little Tigger, Keegan. But his heart's still the same. He's still amazing, Keegan, you know. Wouldn't change him for the world, you know. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to have him. He's amazing. He's a character. You guys love him, you know. Yeah. Children are home, guys. You had a good day? Yeah, that's good. Hello. You had a good day? Ooh, that's good. Anyway, guys. Oh, yeah, you as well, Keegs. I'm going to end today I'm not even going to, I was going to call it a vlog. It's not a vlog. I'm going to end story time now, and I'm going to sit down and chill out with the children now. So, I really hope it helps you. I really, really do. And I hope it helps anyone else who's going through the same situation, and you will get through it. You really will get through it. Because we're strong. Us mummy and daddies, we're very strong, and we can do it. We can do it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye-bye.